When I was single, I wish someone had told me that dating isn't always a fairy tale. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of meeting new people, but the reality is not every connection will lead to something meaningful. Sometimes you'll face rejection or disappointment, and that's completely normal. The sooner you accept that dating is a process filled with ups and downs, the easier it becomes to navigate. Remember, everyone is figuring it out as they go. This realization can help you approach dating with a more open mind and less pressure on yourself to make every date perfect. Rejection stings, but it's a universal experience in the dating world. When I was single, I took rejection personally, thinking it meant something was wrong with me. In reality, it's just a sign that you and the other person weren't the right fit. Everyone has different preferences and expectations, and sometimes things simply don't align. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, use rejection as an opportunity to learn and grow. Each experience brings you closer to understanding what you truly want in a partner. One of the most important lessons I learned is that your self-worth should never depend on someone else's opinion. When you're single, it's easy to seek validation from dates or potential partners, but true confidence comes from within. Focus on building your own happiness and self-esteem so that you enter relationships as a whole person, not someone looking to be completed. This mindset shift can make dating less stressful and more enjoyable. It's tempting to settle for someone just to avoid being alone, but that rarely leads to lasting happiness. When I was single, I sometimes ignored red flags or convinced myself that I could change someone. The truth is, settling for less than you deserve only delays finding the right person. Hold out for someone who truly aligns with your values and makes you feel respected and appreciated. We often chase that spark or instant chemistry, but it's not the only thing that matters. While attraction is important, it's not enough to sustain a healthy relationship. I learned that compatibility, shared values, and mutual respect are just as crucial. Sometimes the best relationships grow slowly, building trust and understanding over time. Don't dismiss someone just because the fireworks aren't immediate. Open and honest communication is the foundation of any successful relationship. When I was single, I sometimes avoided difficult conversations out of fear of rocking the boat, but bottling up your feelings only leads to misunderstandings and resentment. Practice expressing your needs and listening to your partner's perspective. Healthy communication can prevent small issues from turning into major problems. Ignoring red flags is a mistake I made more than once. It's easy to overlook warning signs when you're eager for things to work out, but those gut feelings and subtle signals often point to deeper issues. Trust your instincts and don't make excuses for behavior that makes you uncomfortable. Address concerns early and don't be afraid to walk away if something doesn't feel right. In the excitement of a new relationship, it's easy to lose sight of your own interests and identity. I learned the hard way that maintaining your individuality is essential. Keep pursuing your hobbies, friendships, and goals outside of dating. A healthy relationship should complement your life, not consume it. Staying true to yourself makes you more attractive and ensures long-term happiness. Words can be charming, but actions reveal true intentions. I used to get swept up by sweet talk, only to be disappointed when actions didn't match. Pay attention to consistency between what someone says and what they do. Reliability, respect, and effort are better indicators of a person's character than promises or flattery. Society often pressures us to couple up, but being single is not a failure. I wish I'd embraced my single years instead of seeing them as a waiting period. Use this time to focus on personal growth, explore new interests, and build a fulfilling life on your own terms. Happiness doesn't depend on your relationship status. One of the hardest truths is that you can't change someone who doesn't want to change. I spent too much time hoping my partner would become the person I needed. The reality is, people only change when they're ready. Accept others as they are and don't waste energy trying to mold them into your ideal. It's better to find someone who already aligns with your values. Setting boundaries is not selfish, it's necessary for healthy relationships. I used to worry that saying no would push people away, but respecting your own limits actually attracts the right kind of partner. Be clear about what you're comfortable with and don't compromise on your core values. Boundaries protect your well-being and foster mutual respect. There's no need to rush into a relationship. I used to feel pressured to define things quickly, but taking your time allows you to truly get to know someone. Let things unfold naturally and don't force a connection that isn't there. The right person will be patient and willing to build a strong foundation together. Knowing your deal breakers is crucial. I used to overlook things that bothered me, hoping they'd change over time, but ignoring major incompatibilities only leads to frustration. Be honest with yourself about what you can and can't accept in a relationship. Sticking to your non-negotiables saves time and heartache in the long run. Every failed relationship teaches you something valuable. Instead of beating yourself up over past mistakes, reflect on what you've learned. Growth comes from understanding your patterns and making better choices moving forward. Embrace your experiences as stepping stones toward a healthier, happier relationship in the future. Physical attraction is important, but compatibility is what sustains a relationship. I learned that shared values, life goals, and communication styles matter more in the long run. Don't ignore differences that could cause conflict down the road. Look for someone whose lifestyle and vision for the future align with yours. Your intuition is a powerful guide. I often ignored my gut feelings only to regret it later. If something feels off, pay attention. Trusting your instincts can help you avoid unhealthy situations and make better choices. Don't let fear of being alone override your inner wisdom. Playing hard to get or using mind games rarely leads to genuine connection. Authenticity is far more attractive than manipulation. Be honest about your intentions and feelings. The right person will appreciate your sincerity and respond in kind. Self-love is the foundation of healthy relationships. When you value yourself, you set higher standards and attract better partners. I learned that loving myself made me less willing to tolerate disrespect or settle for less. Prioritize your own well-being and the right relationship will follow. It's easy to compare yourself to others or feel like you're falling behind, but everyone's journey is different. I used to stress about timelines and milestones, but real love can't be rushed. Focus on your own path and trust that things will unfold at the right time for you. Sometimes, the person you least expect turns out to be the best match. I learned to let go of rigid checklists and be open to different types of people. Give yourself permission to explore and be surprised. You might discover qualities you never knew you valued. Physical intimacy is a personal choice and there's no right timeline. I sometimes felt pressured to move faster than I was comfortable with. Take things at your own pace and communicate your boundaries clearly. The right partner will respect your comfort level and wait until you're ready. Respect is non-negotiable in any relationship. I learned that being treated with kindness and consideration is the bare minimum. Don't tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or neglect. Stand up for yourself and walk away from anyone who doesn't value you. Clarity about what you want saves time and heartache. I used to go along with situationships, hoping they'd turn into something more. Be upfront about your intentions, whether you're looking for something serious or casual. Honesty helps both you and your partner make informed choices. After a breakup, it's tempting to jump back into dating to fill the void, but true healing takes time. I learned that processing your emotions and giving yourself space to grieve is essential. Don't rush the process, allow yourself to heal before seeking a new relationship. It's easy to get caught up in the numbers game, going on endless dates in search of the perfect match. But quality matters more than quantity. Focus on meaningful connections rather than chasing after every opportunity. One genuine relationship is worth more than a dozen superficial ones. Your needs and desires are valid. I used to prioritize my partner's happiness over my own, but that only led to resentment. Speak up about what you want and need in a relationship. Mutual satisfaction is key to long-term happiness. It's tempting to change yourself to fit someone else's expectations, but authenticity is essential. I learned that pretending to be someone I'm not only led to unhappiness. Stay true to your values, interests, and personality. The right person will appreciate you for who you are. Chasing after someone who isn't emotionally available is exhausting and unfulfilling. I wasted time hoping someone would come around, but it rarely works out. Focus your energy on people who are ready and willing to invest in a relationship. Personal growth doesn't stop when you enter a relationship. I used to think finding a partner was the end goal, but growth is a lifelong journey. Keep working on yourself, pursuing your passions, and striving for self-improvement. A healthy relationship supports and encourages your growth. Being vulnerable can be scary, but it's necessary for deep connection. I learned that opening up about my fears and insecurities allowed for more authentic relationships. Vulnerability builds trust and intimacy, so don't be afraid to let your guard down with the right person. Holding on to past hurts or comparing new partners to old ones only holds you back. I learned to let go of old baggage and approach each relationship with a fresh perspective. Forgiveness and acceptance free you to experience love more fully. Red flags are there for a reason. I used to rationalize or minimize warning signs, but they usually point to deeper issues. Pay attention to patterns of behavior that make you uncomfortable and don't be afraid to walk away if necessary. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away from a relationship that isn't right. I learned that staying out of fear or comfort only prolongs unhappiness. Trust that you deserve better and don't settle for less than you want. No relationship is perfect and every partnership requires effort. I used to think love should be effortless, but real relationships need communication, compromise, and commitment. Be willing to put in the work and choose someone who does the same. It's easy to get discouraged after a string of bad dates or heartbreaks, but don't lose hope. I learned that every experience brings you closer to the right person. Stay optimistic and keep an open heart. You never know when love will find you. Shared values are the backbone of lasting relationships. I learned that aligning on important issues like family, finances, and lifestyle makes things smoother. Don't shy away from discussing your values early on. It saves time and prevents future conflict. Dating is as much about self-discovery as it is about finding a partner. I learned to enjoy the process, meet new people, and learn about myself along the way. Embrace the adventure and don't put too much pressure on the outcome. Your intuition often knows what your mind hasn't figured out yet. I learned to trust my gut feelings about people and situations. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Your instincts are there to protect you. Finding the right person takes time. I used to get frustrated when things didn't happen quickly, but patience pays off. Trust that the right relationship will come when you're ready and don't settle out of impatience. Every date, every relationship is an opportunity to learn. I realized that approaching dating with curiosity instead of expectation made the experience more enjoyable. Be open to new perspectives and willing to grow from each interaction. The strongest relationships are built on friendship. I learned that enjoying each other's company, sharing laughter, and supporting one another creates a solid foundation. Don't overlook the importance of being friends with your partner. Even the relationships that don't work out teach you something valuable. I learned to be grateful for every experience, good or bad. Each lesson brings you closer to understanding yourself and what you want in a partner. No matter how many setbacks you face, keep hope alive. I discovered that a positive outlook attracts better experiences in people. Believe that love is possible and stay open to new opportunities. Looking back, I realized that the most brutal dating advice is often the most helpful. Embrace the journey, learn from every experience, and never lose sight of your worth. Dating is a process of growth, discovery, and resilience. Trust yourself, stay true to your values, and remember that the right relationship will come when the time is right. Until then, enjoy the ride and keep believing in love.